What country? 55 countries.
I believe all of us came from either Niger or Nigeria.
Niger and Nigeria. How you come to that conclusion?
I get it. I know where we about to go with it.
Where I'm about to go with it?
We're the original people.
Who's the original people? What country? 55 countries.
I believe all of us came from either Niger or Nigeria.
Niger and Nigeria. How you come to that conclusion?
I get it. I know where we about to go with it.
Where I'm about to go with it?
We're the original people.
Who's the original people?
Israelites.
Israelites. Well, they're actually the youngest nation. They're not the original people. But we are the Israelites. Where did you hear that from?
It's a breakdown in the Bible, right?
Yes, and tell you how they went to slavery on ships.
Yeah,
right. So
stolen.
Yeah. So why do you think we African if the Bible tell you thousands of years before we went to slavery, the Israelites were going to slavery? Are the Israelites Africans?
I would believe so.
Give me Exodus 11:7.
It's the book of Exodus 11 and verse 7.
Right? Because the Africans are Hamites. Right? The Israelites are Shemites. Right? Bring this up.
Exodus 11 and 7.
Right?
But against any of the children of Israel,
right,
shall not a dog move his tongue.
Right? Shall not a dog move his tongue. Psalm 78.
Against man or beast.
Right?
That ye may know how that the Lord doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
Right? So it's a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. We're a totally different nation. Because they're Hamites and we're Shemites. Wait, bring this up.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 79.
78.
78 and verse 51.
Right?
And it reads.
Right? It's like, it's 78, right?
78 verse 51. And it reads. And smote all the firstborn in Egypt.
Right, smote the firstborn in Egypt.
The chief of all their strength.
Right?
In the tabernacle of Ham.
In the tabernacle of Ham. Right? Because the Egyptians are Hamites. Whereas the Israelites, they come out of Shem. Noah had 3 sons, Ham, Shem, and Japheth. The Lord divided the nations from those sons. Right, give me that Genesis 10:32. The Lord divided those sons. So we're actually a separate nation from Africa.
Book of Genesis, chapter 10 and verse 32.
Right?
These are the families of the sons of Noah.
Right?
After their generation.
Right?
In their nations. And by these were the nations divided.
Right, so the Lord divided the sons of Noah, Ham, Shem, and Japheth. Right, so we're not the same nation. Because if we was, why would the Egyptians put us in slavery? Why would they enslave their own people? Now, the only reason we were in Africa when they came to God is because we got kicked out of our homeland by the Romans in 70 AD. Right, when they attacked General Vespasian and Titus, they attacked Jerusalem and kicked us out of our homeland. So we fled over it. All right, bring that out of Luke.
It's the book of Luke, chapter 21 and verse 21.
Right.
Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto.
Right, so it's basically saying if you're not in Judea, don't come here. If you're in Judea, flee to the mountains. Go to another nation. Right, because we was getting attacked by the Romans. Right? Yeah, you're supposed to start at 20. Yeah.
Verse 20, right? And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies.
Right, when you see Jerusalem with the Romans around.
Then know that the desolation thereof is nigh.
Right, now you know Jerusalem is going to be destroyed. So he told us to flee. Right, and that's written in the Bible. And you can read it in history. So look up 70 AD, where the Romans attacked Jerusalem and they fled. And millions of them went to Africa because we're the same skin tone. So we blended in with the nations. And we actually set up nations in Africa. Like when you read about Mansa Musa, that's an Israelite, right? The Hamites, they don't have culture. They stick their head up cow eggs and drink blood. We don't do that type of stuff. You don't act like an African, brother. Right? You look different, you talk different, you walk different. We got sauce, different spirits, right? Different spirits, right? Even when you don't got no African friends, brother. Our last name is Scott Lewis, because we were slaves under the white man. They got their same culture and last name. They got the damn rings and their necks all this right here. We're not into that. Right, she trying to follow they might be here. Right, but they got it, they long as hell. They got carpet hair. Right, they got carpet hair. Right, that's wicked.
They carve themselves and stuff.
Yeah, they got the bumps and the different carbs, all that madness. Right, so we different people, bro. We don't come from that nation. Understand that, brother? So you be an Israelite, man. Now, what's the Israelites' custom, bro? Not sure. Right, give me Sirach 24.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 24 and verse 23.
Check it out.
All of these things are the book of the covenant of the Most High God.
Right.
Even the law which Moses commanded for inheritance unto the congregation of Jacob.
Right, so the Lord said the commandments are our heritage, brother. This is our long lost heritage, the scriptures. Not eating pork, shrimp, crab, lobster. Letting your beard grow out with what you can grow. Not shaving your head bald. Women wearing dresses. Keeping the commandments. That's our heritage, brother. So we got to come back to our heritage and stop following the ways, the wicked, demonic ways of America and this society. We following the ways of the white man, brother. Right? When you homosexuals, when you hating your brother, that's the ways of the white man. Right? Our ways is loving our brother, being kind, passionate to our brothers, keeping the commandments, brother, walking like the Most High. Right? Wearing fringes, brother. This isn't a fashion statement. All the brothers got fringes. That's all. Right? The sisters got fringes on. Right? Because we're keeping the commandments.
Come here, brothers.
Our heritage, brother. So, that being said, what's your nationality, brother?
I have a few questions.
Right, go ahead.
I think it would go in the book of Genesis.
Right? You got y'all. Give us 2 seconds because he asked a good question. What's the question?
When the 3 sons were
Running down here, straight.
no, before the 3 sons when
Before Noah.
Cain and Abel situation.
Right.
Cain was punished,
Right.
cast out.
Yeah.
He spoke and he said, you left me, I wouldn't be under your guidance, basically.
Yeah, he basically went to go serve and worship Satan.
But he said, after Cain, Abel, Adam and Eve, supposedly the only ones on earth at the time.
That's
right?
not true. Give me Genesis 5:1. That's not true.
Book of Genesis, chapter 5 and verse 1.
Right?
This is the book of the generations of Adam.
Right?
In the day that God created man, in the likeness of God made he him.
Right?
Male and female.
What did he say?
Male and female.
Male and female.
Created he them.
Right?
And he blessed them.
Right?
And called their name Adam.
Right, so Adam just means mankind. And then you got a man out of mankind that the Lord chose to be that chosen lineage to govern the earth. So Adam, when you look it up in the Hebrew, it literally means mankind. But Adam was the chosen man. Out of his lineage comes, Noah, which comes every chosen lineage. The Lord always has many people on the earth, and then he has a chosen nation. So he made men and women and called them Adam. But it was a chosen Adam. So when you're dealing with Cain and Abel, that's talking about a particular family. That's talking about Adam, Eve, his wife, his children.
Hold on, brothers.
So that's why when Cain left, he went and built a city and married women. Because it was men already living on earth.
Okay, so this is the question. This is a question. It's not a loaded question. It's a question where I really, want to answer. How could we trust anything written in English?
Well, the Bible isn't written in English. The Bible was transliterated by 47 of the top Hebrew and Greek scholars at the time.
Okay,
King
question.
James authorized it.
What language could go into English word for word without being mistranslated? What's the closest language to English?
I wouldn't say Latin, most likely.
Latin. The Latin go word for word into English.
I mean, here and there. But the thing is, let me say something. What I just say?
have no knowledge.
That's Hebrew. That's modern. That's Paleo ancient Hebrew. That's written on the original scroll. I speak and can write and understand. And you can actually get an Old Testament Hebrew Bible. And we can actually read it. And you can translate it yourself by reading. It's a real simple language. So what I'm saying is, even when you read that, it's like there, it would say Adam. And then it would say Adam again. So you got stuff like coordinates would break down Hebrew words and different things like that.
So from the ancient Hebrew language, when you're reading, it's parallel.
It's parallel to this. It's actually the King James, and that's what I was explaining. It's like the King James Bible, it was transliterated. Right by the best Hebrew and Greek scholars of the day. We're talking about a king, right? It was a literal king, King James, who was a black man. He's an Israelite. He transliterated the scriptures with 47 of the top Hebrew and Greek scholars of the day. There was Cambridge, what's the other one? Cambridge, Oxford, and another one. Right? This is Cambridge Bible. You know, the top over there in Europe.
So in that Bible,
this got the same word going on. So it just the print.
God says,
he got a precept for you too. But.
Yeah, I would like to hear in the beginning of Genesis when he said, when he made mankind, he said, "Let us."
Yeah,
we can say us in that book.
Yeah, we can break that down to you. God,
okay,
God, even when you read, the actual Hebrew, it says Elohim. I mean the powers or the gods. Right. So in the actual Paleo Hebrew, it actually says Elohim. It actually says gods, and they're saying let us.
Gods with an S.
Yeah, we about to bring this up. You can drop that. Get Ephesians 3 and 9. You want Hebrews 1:1? Yeah, you can get Hebrews 1 and 1. We about to show you who that us is.
Bring that up.
Ephesians 3 and 9.
What's that first?
Yeah, get Hebrews 1 and 1.
It's the book of Hebrews.
Right.
Chapter 1 and verse 1.
Right, we got the answer for you, God.
God, who has sundry time and in diverse manners, spake in time past unto the fathers by the prophets,
That's what I want.
hath in these last days spoken unto us by his Son,
Right, by his Son.
whom he hath appointed heir of all things,
Right, he appointed Christ heir of all things. Read.
by whom also he made the world.
Right, so through his Son, he made the world. Through his Son, he created everything. This is how they work. The Most High is the architect. He drew it out. And Christ, whose real name is Yahushua, he was the chief construction worker. And the angels was working for Christ. See what I'm saying? It's a hierarchy. The Most High didn't get off his throne to do anything. He created his Son, and his Son created the angels, and they got to work on his blueprint. And that's how he created the earth and everything. That's why I say it's us, because it's Christ and the angels. They created everything, but God gets the credit. Like McDonald's, Ronald McDonald. His name is on everything, but it's millions and billions of employees. You don't know their name. You know Ronald McDonald. So you know the Most High created everything, but it was through his Son and the angels. That's how any business, anything works. You see what I'm saying? That's exactly what happened. That point.
Colossians 1 and 15.
All right, bring it up.
I'm gonna start at 14.
Right?
In whom we have redemption through his blood, even the forgiveness of sins. Talk about Christ.
Right.
Verse 15, who is the image of the invisible God.
Right.
The firstborn of every creature.
The firstborn of every creature. Christ is the first creature. Right? The Most High doesn't have a creation, but his first creation was his Son. Right, Rick?
For by him were all things created.
Right. By Christ was all things created. So Christ was doing the dirty work. His Father was sitting back. Yeah. He got the credit. That's how it worked in any business. Like I was working for my office, right? They was calling for his insurance. He wasn't in the office. He never was in the office. They called and asked for him, but I was doing all the work. Like he got the credit. Same with the Most High.
So when was Christ? When was Mary impregnated with Christ? If he was here first.
Well, Christ. Well, that's the thing. Christ is a spirit. Right. Before he's flesh. He came as flesh on the earth during the time of the Roman Empire. So, but he's always been here. You read that in the book of that's John 1 and 1. He said the word was with God. Before everything was created, he was the first creation.
So when he come back, he come back as a spirit through another being?
No, he's actually coming back as an angelic being. He's coming in his angelic form. Coming in a chariot, which is so-called UFOs on a deeper level. We could get into that breakdown. He's coming back in a chariot in his spiritual form, like the angels. When you see so-called UFOs, those are angels, brother, right? By the Most High. That's why every ancient civilization, you see chariots in the sky. You understand that? Think about it. Why on the Egyptian pyramids, like why on the Egyptian pyramids, they drew, why did they draw goddamn UFOs?
Right.
How did they know about that? The Greeks, all the ancient civilizations spoke of these UFOs.
Even Alexander the Greek, he got like an account of him. And they, Tyree. It's like an account. Basically, them seeing a chariot, basically, which is a UFO.
Yep. And the Tyranians and the Greeks, they actually both on a different accounts. They actually both said they seen the same thing. Gleaming shields in the sky that knocked down the wall of Tyree.
I wanted to bring up this point in John chapter 8 and verse 56.
Right.
Your father Abraham rejoiced to see my day, and he saw it and was glad. So this is Christ. He was speaking to the Jews, and he said, your father Abraham rejoiced to see my day. And then this is what they said. Then said the Jews unto him, thou art not yet 50 years old, and how hast thou seen Abraham? So they're like, bro, you ain't even 50 yet, and you say you seen right,
thousands of years ago. Even back then, it was already thousands of years old.
Here go the point right here. Yahushua said unto him, verily, verily, I say unto you, before Abraham was I am.
He said before Abraham was I am. That was Christ talking in the burning bush, saying I am that I am. Coming as the angel of the Lord, the messenger of the Most High. The Lord has never jumped off his throne to do dirty work. That be Christ and the angels coming to do the Lord's dirty work in the name of him. That's why even it says the Spirit, the Lord, the Holy Spirit, the Most High, and Christ, they are one because they on one accord. Like we one. They're not three different beings. That's Christianity. That's Trinity. That doesn't exist. That's not in the Bible. But the Most High sends his son to do his bidding. He sends his angels to do his bidding.
So what separate from the same book? What separate what y'all speak and Christianity?
Well, give me Psalms 119 and 104. Give me Psalms 119 and 104.
But the Psalms chapter 119 and verse 104.
Right? Oh.
Through thy precepts.
What?
Through thy precepts.
Through thy precepts. You ask this to a Christian pastor, they just go give you a damn spiel that they goddamn heard from the white man at school. They're not gonna go through the precepts. Everything you ask them went to the Bible and answered it with the Bible. They're not gonna do that. That's the difference.
Through thy precepts I get understanding.
Right?
Therefore I hate every false way.
Right? So we hate every false way. That's the difference. They actually don't believe in the Bible. I always say that Christians don't believe in the Bible. Right? Because they don't follow nothing the Bible say. Man. Right? They say God love everybody. God said he hates Esau. So who's right? No, or no Bible. But you know, it's no in between, it's no misinterpreted, it just say what it say. It plainly said he, them, and called them Adam. And when you go into the blue letter, into the Hebrew, look at the actual Hebrew, you see the word man and Adam is the same exact word in Genesis, Adam. That's literally the Hebrew word. I write, I speak, I understand Hebrew. It's Adam when you see man in the Old Testament. It's the same word. But he had a chosen man. That's all it is. You see what I'm saying? But they don't have that understanding because they're in religion. They're not actually following the Bible and what it actually says. That's the difference. Yeah,
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 28, verse 9.
Right.
Whom shall he teach knowledge?
Right. Who the Lord gonna get the understanding to?
And whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk.
If you're weaned from the milk
and drawn from the breast.
Basically, those who return like a baby. That's what it goes to being reborn again. You come like a baby. That's what I mean by weaned from the milk. Or you come like a baby. Basically, understand you don't know a goddamn thing. Right, read?
For precept must be upon precept.
Right.
Precept upon precept.
Right.
Line upon line. Line upon line. Here a little and there a little.
Right, so you gotta go to the Old Testament, the New Testament, the Apocrypha. You gotta go all throughout the Bible to get the understanding.
For with stammering lips and another tongue will he speak to his people.
Right, that's the precept to show that the Lord is prophesied in the Bible to speak to us in another tongue. Right, that's why we got the English version of the Bible, the Spanish version of the Bible. Because the Lord prophesied the Israelites would be scattered to all the four corners of the earth. So we have to have the English, in the French, in the Spanish version of the Bible, or we wouldn't understand it. Like I just spoke Hebrew, like I don't know what you said. Right. So we kept it in Hebrew, we wouldn't understand it. Right. And scholars will tell you that the 1611 King James Bible is the best transliteration work of all time. right? It's the best transliterated work of all time. Yeah, the King James Version of the Bible. We even got the Septuagint, the Latin Vulgate. The Septuagint is the Old Testament written in Greek. We got the Latin Vulgate, which is the whole Bible written in Latin.
So these times, okay. Where did they speak about us being cursed for 400 years?
For 400 years, us being cursed, that's actually going into the Egyptians. During the Egyptian captivity, we was in Egypt for 400 years. Right, what's that, Genesis?
15 and 13.
Yeah, bring it up. I thought it was 17, but it's 18. All praise.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 15 and verse 13.
Right.
And he said unto Abram,
Right.
know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs.
You see that? So he said we're going to be a stranger in the land we don't know, really?
And shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years.
You see that? So we got afflicted for 400 years in where Egypt. Go to Exodus 13. What's that precept? Exodus 13. I gotta find the exact precept where it actually says how long we was in Egypt. It might be in 12. It's in 12. Real fast, I want to show you that. Actually says we left Egypt. I mean, you can go to this one in Acts 7 too. Oh, here you go. 40.
Give him a second, he's teaching something. It's the book.
Yeah, give us 1 second.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 12 and verse 40.
Right.
Now the sojourning of the children of Israel who dwelt in Egypt was 430 years.
Yeah, that's the 400 years it's talking about. Because we've been in America over 400 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not talking about America, it's talking about ancient Egypt. He's telling Abraham, your seed is going to dwell in the land and they're going to be afflicted. That's talking about the Egyptians, the Egyptian captivity. When we serve Outmost the first. Serve Amenhotep, Tutmosis the first, Hatshepsut, all these different pharaohs during the 18th dynasty of Egypt. So we was rebuilding the pyramids and the different structures that the Hyksos had destroyed. That's what that's about.
It didn't speak about us being slavery.
It spoke in America. Give me Revelation 11 and 8. Right? It tell you about American slavery in the Bible. It tells about all our slavery. That's what the Bible's our history. We was in slavery in Babylon, like 589 BC. We was in slavery under the Assyrians in 722. Right? We was in slavery under the Persians, 539 BC. Slavery under the Greeks, 334 BC. During the Ptolemaic and the Seleucid dynasties. We was in slavery in Rome when they came in power. Right? During Herod the Great. Right now we in slavery in America.
Even under the Chinese people, on the Silk Road slave trade.
Yeah. All that. Silk Road slave trade. Arabics, all these different captivities mentioned and prophesied in the Bible. But check this out, Deuteronomy 28:16.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68.
Right?
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Now, hey, this after we left Egypt. We just read we were slaves in Egypt. So he said he's gonna go back into Egypt, and that's what Egypt literally means, slavery. Like, get that real fast. Exodus 20.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2.
Right?
And it reads like, it says, I am the Lord thy God,
Right.
which hath brought thee out of the land of Egypt,
Out of Egypt.
out of the house of bondage.
Out of where?
Out of the house of bondage.
So Egypt is the house of bondage. Slavery. That's literally what the Hebrew word means. Batazari. Means in between the rock and the hard place. Double strings. So that's what Egypt represents. So check this out. Bring it up. Oh yeah, bring it out.
Revelation 11 and 8, and it reads thus.
Right, so like just to further prove it's not talking about this physical Egypt.
And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city,
And that's talking about our dead bodies, brother. Spiritually and physically dead, right?
which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Right, this place is spiritual Sodom. And that's talking about America.
That's why it's on the back of your dollar bill.
Pyramid, pyramid right there. Now check this out. So this is spiritual Egypt. Spiritual is a place that's going to be like Egypt. Check this out.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68.
Right.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
We're going to go back to slavery, back to Egypt, right?
With ships.
With what?
With
We
ships.
came to America with ships. We could walk into Egypt from the Levant, right? It's no need of a boat. So you know it's talking about another place. It's talking about America. prophesied in the Bible, read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee,
Right.
thou shalt see it no more again.
Right, we're not gonna see our homeland again, read.
And there he shall be sold unto your enemies.
We got all the slave ships on the shores of Virginia and all those so-called 13 colonies, and we were sold right to our enemies, the white man, read.
For bondmen,
Slave men,
and bondwomen,
slave women,
and no man shall buy you.
nobody redeemed us, right? That's why, and this another way. This one of the main verses we bring out, one of the main curses to prove to people we are the people of the Bible. We are the Israelites because that happened to the Israelites. That happened to us. Moses said, in the future, Israelites, if y'all don't listen, y'all gonna go to slavery on ships. That happened to us, so we gotta be the Israelites. But that's American slavery prophesied in the Bible. See that playing upon tennis? So yeah, it's in there.
So you say that Israelites are the chosen people.
Israelites indeed are the chosen people.
So why the curse?
Why the curse? Get verse 15.
It's the book of Deuteronomy,
That's a
chapter.
great question. That's one of the best questions we heard.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
Right,
Bring
we're
it up.
opposing people. Like God loves us, or being cursed. Right, bring it up.
But it shall come to pass,
Will happen
if thou would not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
if you don't listen to God. Read.
to observe to do all his commandments,
right?
and his statutes, which I command thee this day,
Read.
that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Right, so the Lord said, look, I gave you the commandments. If you keep them, you'll be blessed. If you don't, guess what? You'll be cursed. Because if you chose somebody, if they're your son, if they're your children, you're going to punish them for breaking the rules of your house. We was nothing. We were slaves in Egypt. He didn't have to pick us. He didn't have to redeem us, do all the plagues, split the sea, give us the land of Canaan, take out the Amorites, take out the Hittites, take out all these mighty nations, give us the land. And now we can't listen to what he said do. So now he's punishing us.
So you believe in us being connected in a way to our ancestors?
Well, we are our forefathers. Give me Leviticus, give me Lamentations 4:7. 5 and 7.
It's the book of Lamentations, chapter 5, verse 7.
Right on.
And it reads, our fathers have
What
sinned.
the Lord say?
Our fathers have sinned
Forefathers said,
and are not.
when it says are not, it means they're passed away. They're dead. They're not here, dude.
And we have borne their iniquities.
We're carrying this burden of their sin on our back. Right? So we are our forefathers. Even when you read, in fact, you said what? Ecclesiastes 1:9.
Do you believe that God made us in His image,
Yeah.
spiritually and mentally as well?
Yeah, he created man to be upright, but man sought out their own adventure.
Or would you say that in some way we think any way like God?
Nah, give me Isaiah 55.
Of course, we would be limited.
Give me Isaiah 55. But I know what you're saying with that. But
I
give me
want to know
Isaiah
where I wouldn't, me as a being, spiritually,
55.
I don't think
What's
that I
that,
would
13?
punish my great-great-grandkid.
Well, that you said as a being, right? Bring this up. 55 and... Well, I want you to start at 8. Start at 8.
It's the book of Isaiah chapter 55 and verse 8.
Check this out.
For my thoughts are not your thoughts.
What God say?
For my thoughts are not your thoughts.
Read.
Neither are your ways my ways.
Right, neither is your ways my ways. Read.
Saith the Lord.
Saith who?
Saith the Lord.
Read.
Verse 9.
Right.
For as the heavens are higher than the earth,
Right, the heavens are higher than the earth.
so are my ways higher than your ways.
Right.
And my thoughts than your thoughts.
Right, so we don't think like the Most High. We can't fathom to picture and imagine the will and the might of the Most High. The Most High created beings, angels in the third heaven. Their sole purpose and the whole purpose of creation, they're called seraphim. All they do is say, holy, holy, holy is the Lord all day, non-stop. It's to worship him and reference him.
Right.
Because he wants all the praise and glory. That's how he is. But here it is, we doing whatever the hell we want, not reference.
They were cursed, and their generation was cursed. When would the lesson be learned to them?
When will the lesson be learned?
When, from what our ancestors did
Oh, you saying how the lesson will be learned to them?
to them.
Well, give me Psalm. Now we got to get a little deep. Give me Psalm 104. Right now we gotta get a little deep. Now we gotta kind of get in there. All right, give me 2nd Esdras 14.
I'm actually on somebody else's time, but this is it's great because y'all answering a lot of questions.
Yeah, we can
because
keep
I had
going.
the 400-year curse. I wanted to know why.
Yeah, that's
the
talking
400
about ancient Egypt.
Yeah, I wanted to understand why did the 400-year curse end in the book of Revelations.
Right, yeah. No, it didn't end it right. It don't mention the 400 curse of Revelation. You have to give me the book chapter first. I read Revelation. It don't say that, okay? right? Yeah,
No,
that's not
I
in
was
there.
saying as a, you know,
I'm telling you, in the book of Revelation,
No, I
all
get-
22 chapters, it doesn't mention the 400-year curse.
right. I see you just broke that down.
So it's not in there. But bring that out. 29. Yeah.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 104, verse 29.
Is that what I want? Look again. 35. 14. 1,000 years. That's what I want. Bring it up.
Speak of the 400-year curse. Basically,
No, it don't mention
slavery
the 400.
was destined upon us.
Yeah, it don't mention
And
that.
our 400-year, we were now supposed to be waking
Nah, I
up.
don't know. That's probably something. No, it's not. That's not the Bible, man. It's literally not in Revelation. It don't mention that. It literally doesn't. It's mentioned in Acts. It's mentioned in Exodus. It's mentioned in Genesis. Those precepts are cool. It's not like it doesn't mention that curse. And that's not even a curse. But it doesn't mention that in Revelation. It's just a prophecy that he was given to Abraham, and it fulfilled in Exodus. Read this up.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 104, and verse 29.
Because you said, how would a lesson be learned to them? So we finna get a little deep. Bring it up.
Thou hidest thy face, they are troubled.
Right?
Thou takest away their breath,
Right, the Lord takes away our spirit, our breath, right?
they die,
Right, we die.
and return to their dust.
Right, we return back to the dust.
Thou sendest forth thy spirit,
Takes the spirit.
they are created.
Right, bodies are created.
And thou renewest the face of the earth.
Takes that spirit and renew the face of the earth. That's called regeneration. Every 4 to 5, 6 generations, man is renewed on the earth. The same spirit.
Wow.
So actually, on a deeper level, you was in Egypt. And you was there with Moses. And he said, if you break the commandments, you're going to be cursed.
Yeah.
And that's even in our spirit. We always say that, baby, been here before. Man. That's in our spirit to say stuff like that. And we're going to further prove that's the concept that the Bible and the Lord is dealing with.
St. John chapter 8 and verse 1.
Right?
Yahushua went unto the mount of
9
Salakia.
That should be it.
9 and verse 1.
Right?
And as Yahushua passed by,
Right. Christ passed by.
he saw a man,
Right?
which was blind from his birth.
So a man was blind from birth. Key word, he was blind from birth.
And his disciples asked him, saying,
Right.
Master, who did sin,
Who said?
this man or his parents, that he was born blind?
Right, hold on. So if I'm born blind, how can I sin to be born blind? Because I sinned in the past life. So I got judged by being born with one arm. I got judged by being born blind. That's why they said, who sinned? For him to be born blind. Did he sin? Or his parents? Like, who sinned? How can you be born when you sinned in the womb? No, he sinned in the past life. That's the
So,
concept.
That's what confused me. Because
I got one
Good
more.
daughter.
One more. Bring this up.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 13 and verse 35.
Right?
For after death shall the judgment come.
Right after death shall the judgment come.
We shall live again.
But what?
We shall live
We
again.
shall live again. After death, then the judgment comes. But go ahead.
No, I speak of that because punishment is, and I could be wrong, let me know. Punishment is put in place to fix the way of thinking, right?
Yeah.
Is it put in place? Is punishment, or
Not
because that
always
would be
for
the
correction.
the idea of hell, right?
No. Hell isn't what you think it is according to the Bible.
No. I'm saying,
Like when you die, you get judged and go to hell.
no. I'm saying, okay. Hell, from what was taught to me, is something that's for forever, right?
Right. Yeah. Give me Revelation 20 and 14. Give me Jonah. What's that? 2 and 1. 2 and 1. Right. I'm gonna show you something about hell. And get Ecclesiastes 12 and 7. 20 and 14 Revelation.
Yeah, but it was a question within it.
Oh, I'm trying to touch on hell, but what's the...
No, you can go. I want to
might
break
answer
that down
the
too,
question in it.
but it's hell was if hell is like this is forever. This is
Hell actually isn't forever.
okay. What I'm asking is, if a punishment is put in place,
Right. Well, what is... I gotta ask you this, so I understand. What is hell? By your understanding.
my understanding is a lot different and it's complex.
Yeah, so what
My,
is hell to you?
my understanding, and you know, I know we taught to not lean on our own understanding, but spiritually, I feel like you left with your conscience, you can create hell. Be at peace with God, you can create heaven. That's
Might be a little on the right path, but we're gonna break it down for you.
But this is what if I'm put into the ground and born again with no knowledge of what I did in the past, but I have no eyes. What justice is served during that punishment?
But the thing is, they understood that in the ancient world. You see, they said, did he sin or did his forefather? Did he sin? They said, did he sin or did his parents sin for him to be born blind? And it makes you fear to not walk in that way while you're living, because you can even be judged in your next life with fear of the Lord. Like, wait a minute, I can go off and goddamn born with 2 legs in my next lifetime. Born with no legs in my next lifetime. I gotta live in a wheelchair. That's the power and fear that the Lord can put upon you. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm born blind, it's like, damn, like it's a terrible lot.
You just know you don't remember what you did in the past.
You don't remember, but
you just know you
I'm
did
saying
something.
that fear that you would have to even realize that.
That's just the judgment you got to deal with, for real, for real. If that judgment placed on you, that's just the judgment you got to deal with.
Right. No, I understand. I have a hearing impaired niece, and let's say she sinned in her.
She don't even know what she did.
She don't even know what she did.
Yeah, I see what
she's
he's trying
going
to get
through.
at.
I wouldn't call it hell, but she suffer on earth now for something that she have no knowledge of.
But she still shouldn't have went off in the past life.
It's the same spirit.
But how
Because you're the same spirit. The same people that killed Christ are the same people who hate us.
I get
you know what I'm
that,
saying? The
'cause
same
I have
people who killed the prophets, they're going to be the same people that's going to hate us.
Yeah, I see it now. And this is
Like us, right now, we was but Lord willing, because we could be, had a Judas spirit and you could fall out, but we would have been the people that would have been out there prophesying. We would have been rolling with Jeremiah prophesying.
And I
you see what I'm
understand that.
saying?
Yeah.
Like, you're not a different spirit.
Right.
So your niece, that's just the judgment that she has. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whatever spirit she had, that's the spirit that the Lord gave to her. And it's not always necessarily a punishment, because that man was born just so Christ could heal him and show his power.
Right.
So I'm saying he got healed.
But
that's just an example of.
That's where the connection. That's where it's a disconnection with me, with my understanding.
As far as regeneration?
No, because it's. If I'm born blind.
115:3 and we just read the Most High ways is too high for us too. We just read that
I
too.
get that.
So it's like sometimes it just we can't get too deep in the mind of the Lord.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we dealing with, look at everything He created, man. He can count the number of hairs on everybody's head. Man. He can count the grain of sand.
That's
like
crazy.
We dealing with a different kind of being. Like we can think like try to get, but if it's not in the scriptures like plain, you really can't.
I'm gonna break down
You know what
some of what my skeptic ways, and I know I'm not supposed to be skeptical, but
Where did I have you home for here?
115:3.
the word ghetto is like another word for project, right?
Yeah, actually, Project Ghetto actually means a dwelling place of the Jews. That's
Right.
the actual definition.
Right. So it's
We the Jews, bro.
okay. So I have this belief that we're being overseen. That somebody's watching to make sure that same spirit doesn't be born again. This is how
Which
I feel.
spirit?
The spirit of Christ. If you would wanna.
But Christ he's not coming back on the earth. He came at one time. His next coming, he's coming. Matter of fact, get that in Acts. Let's get Acts 1. What's that, 18? Get Isaiah 47. Start at 1. Get Acts 1. I want to show exactly what I want to show. Just to show you that Christ, he's not coming back as a man, right? 47. You can start at 1 over here. Bring that up. Bring this up.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 47 and verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
That's talking about America. The daughter, the offspring of the nation of Babylon. The same idol and paganism that was in Babylon is in America. It's the daughter of Babylon. Just like the spiritual Egypt. It's literally a melting pot for all the nations. Are you ready?
Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans.
Right?
For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
It's talking about America. America not going to be called tender and delicate no more. Which is already being fulfilled. Like everybody saying America feel like being a shithole. Are you ready?
Take the millstone and grind meal.
Right.
Uncover the locks. Make bare the legs.
Right.
Uncover the thighs.
Right.
Pass over the river.
Read.
Thy nakedness shall be uncovered.
Read.
Yeah, thy shame shall be seen.
Right.
I will take vengeance.
The Lord said what?
I will take vengeance.
The Lord's going to take vengeance on America, read.
And I will not meet thee as a man.
He said, I'm not going to meet you as a man. Like I said, he's coming in his angelic form in a big ass chariot, right? The size of a mountain. Like you read in 2 Esdras 13, right? That's why, again, like, you know what I'm saying? The brother asked us some deep questions. We love it. Right, bring this up.
Acts chapter 1 and verse 9.
Right?
And when he had spoken these things,
Right, this is talking about Christ, read.
while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him
Right, a cloud, a chariot received Christ. Read.
out of their sight.
Right, quickly. You know, a chariot kind of zapped the man and got the hell out of there. Right, read.
And while they looked steadfastly toward heaven,
Right, they looking up like, you know,
as he went up,
Right.
behold, 2 men stood by them,
angels
In
came out
white.
of nowhere.
in white apparel,
Right, they had white, glorious robes on, read.
which also said, Ye men of Galilee,
Right, ye men of Galilee.
why stand ye gazing up into heaven?
Right, why y'all looking up at heaven?
This same Yahweh
Right,
Shai,
this same man Christ,
which is taken up from you into heaven,
right?
shall so come in like manner. Shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven.
The same way you just seen him go into heaven, he coming back the same way. He just got taken up in the cloud. So guess what? He's coming with clouds. Let me tell you something. The so-called white man is an idiot. He has no culture, no understanding, no creativity. When you watch a movie like World of the Worlds, Independence Day, they didn't come up with that in their brain. No. They get that from the scriptures. The end of the world is going to look like a so-called alien invasion, brother. See, and that's literally what it's going to look like. It's going to be so-called UFOs enter into the sky. That's literally what's going to happen. Literally. It's going to be UFOs in the sky. One big-ass UFO and millions of other ones attacking and destroying men on the earth. That's literally the Bible. Literally.
What hit me is I can actually, psychologically, I can see what's forced, right?
Right.
So we all know why dads being taken out of the families, which turns the family from a patriarch to a matriarch. We understand what that do. We understand the after effect.
And plus, on a deeper level, that's actually a curse. Okay, that's another curse. Brady, bring it up.
It's the book of Deuteronomy.
They put stuff in place. They made it happen. They made the woman hate the man. But on a deeper level, Moses said it was going to happen. And the Lord made it happen. Right, bring this up.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 54.
Right.
So that the man that is tender among you,
Right.
and very delicate,
Right.
his eye shall be evil towards his brother.
They said we're going to have an evil eye towards our own people. Now we know, hey, they put stuff in place to make it happen.
Right, that's true.
But God said it was going to happen before they did that because he's in control of them. So he made their spirit do that too. You see what I'm saying? All them putting the stuff in place. Yeah, like you said, the white man is the sword of the Lord. Right? Yeah, that's, no, you can hold that. Bring it up.
His eye shall be evil towards his brother,
Right.
and towards the wife of his
We
bosom,
can hate our women, really.
and towards the remnant of his children,
Right?
which he shall leave.
We known for leaving our kids. We known for hating our women and our own people. Again, they did it on a physical level, but on a deeper spiritual level, the Lord made it happen.
That's always been my thing too. So if I had a map to educational map to get out of bondage, right? How fast would it be burned?
And this the map right here, brother.
Why isn't it burned?
Why isn't it burned? Because how many people understand this? How many people we said come here to work and ignore it? How many people actually read and understand what we're bringing out? The Lord blocked people's understanding from this map. That's why it hasn't been burned. And plus, the Lord kept it here because he knew a remnant was going to wake up. And that's why the Lord kept it here. The white man could have easily just got rid of it, but who's in control of the white man? The Most High. So he put it in their spirit to just use it as a weapon to enslave us, because we always had a spiritual connection to our book, but they use it against us. That's the only reason he made them do that, because he like, you know what, in the last days, they're going to start waking up and they're going to get it. Right, give me that Isaiah 28, it started at verse 18.
30.
No, I want 28 and 18.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 28 and verse 13.
No, you said start at 13? No, I said get 18. I want to show after that. So the Lord blinded his people to the understanding for a period of time. Check this out.
Verse 18.
Right.
And your covenant with death shall be disannulled.
All right, it's 18.
I was saying, I think it's 8.
8 something. 8,
That's not what I want. 28. It's like 29.
It's the book of Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 18.
Yeah.
And in that day shall the deaf hear the words of the book.
Right, so we was deaf. He blinded us. He made us not understand it. But in that day, the last days, we don't understand it. Right, Rick?
And the eyes of the blind shall see out the obscurity and out of darkness.
So now we seeing out of darkness. Right, give me when he said he's gonna take the veil away. He said Isaiah 25. I want to say verse 7. Isaiah 25 verse 7.
Yes, sir. It's the book of Isaiah chapter 25 and verse 7.
Right.
And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all the people.
Right.
And the veil that is spread over the nations, like
Yeah.
all nations.
See that? So the Lord said he gonna destroy in that day the veil that's covering everybody's eyes. Right? So the Lord blinded them so they couldn't. They never thought we was gonna understand this. They didn't see that. They didn't foresee this happening. The Lord knew it was gonna happen though. He's in control of everything. But this is literally our map to getting out of bondage.
Are there books missing from it?
No, you got the Apocrypha. We got it in here. The Apocrypha. It's all 80 books. The original 1611. Right, the Lord gave us everything we needed, man. Everything we needed. Right here.
I'm actually down here with him, and I asked him a lot of questions, man.
Oh, all praise to the Most High. That's why we out here, man.
I appreciate
And you got
it.
that information.
Yeah,
we got,
I'm definitely gonna check
we got
y'all out
different
now.
YouTube and stuff.
And I got a lot of clarity on the.
Oh, yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like that. Yeah,
This the Apocrypha. This the missing books out of it.
Yeah, it's 16 books that the Protestant church took out in the 1800s. The Apocrypha. Yeah. You actually got, if you look up Apocrypha, it comes in its own book. Hey, sister, come on, sister, give us 1 minute. You're an Israelite. Come on, this. Yeah, that's the actual Apocrypha.
That's the separate copy right there.
But you can't buy it all together.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah, check out that information.
Yeah,
So you're an Israelite.
They got the YouTubes on there, so they teaching on the YouTube.
Hey, man, y'all sharp, man.
Hey, that's the Lord, man.
man.
That's all
You
the
gotta keep the
Lord.
commandments, brother.
You gotta keep the commandments.
Hey,
You gotta keep the commandments. You gotta keep the
Proverbs
commandments.
15:28. Right? Hey, the Lord's sharp, man. He gave us the knowledge, man. Right, give me that Job 28, 30, 20, 36.